What's up everybody? We're here in beautiful Oakwood, Georgia. I got the Phantom 4 Pro right here. This is the version 1 and I'm going to walk you guys through setting it up. So let's go ahead and get the props on it, get the iPad connected and show you that whole setup. That way you can fly your Phantom 4 Pro V1. Never ever pack your drone with the battery installed in it. Always keep it on the outside, because if your battery is installed in your drone and the drone overheats, the battery is going to swell up with it as well, and it could get stuck. It could, potentially do worse damage, and you don't want that to happen. So we're going to take this out. The battery, the slot comes with two cases, two slots, should I say, for the batteries that pop in like this. The long side is up, the short side is down. So you're going to put that in, or you can also look at it by the trigger that presses for the signal indicator right here on the left hand side. That trigger, that button right there, should be on the right side of the drone. So this is facing backwards right now. Flip it over. Now we got the gimbal facing forward. I'm going to go ahead and take out the props. They're going to be on the right side of your Phantom case. You can put the props that you're going to use for the drone, as well as any backup sets that you do have. Each prop becomes different. You have color indicators with black and gray, and they go on alternating sides and match up diagonally on your Phantom. So you're going to put those on. The black ones, the motors are going to twist clockwise, and the silver ones, they're going to twist counterclockwise. And if you're looking at the drone from the backhand side, looking at it forward, on the front left side goes that black prop. On the back right side goes the black prop, and vice versa for the silver props. And I'm putting on the silver prop now. Counterclockwise, and these black ones are clockwise. So you got the props, you got the batteries. Now we're going to set up the iPad. So you got your cable connected, jump into the DJI Go 4 app. You have your Phantom set up, and we're not going to take off here because the grass, I don't know if you can see, but the grass, it's not ideal for the gimbal, because the gimbal is going to start calibrating whenever you power up the drone, the remote, should I say. So when you power up the remote, you power up the drone at the same time, the gimbal is going to calibrate to connect the DJI. Your IMU sensors are going to calibrate, everything's going to start going off, and that gimbal rotates all the way up as far as it can go, and it goes all the way down. And when it goes all the way down, you want to make sure that you have enough clearing under the drone so that the motor doesn't get impacted by any rocks, any grass, and it doesn't get fried. There's been people who have fried their gimbals on site, and if you don't have a backup drone, you're out of luck for the day. You can't make that money. So make sure that you have enough clearance under your drone before you take off every single time. Now that we got the drone set up, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the DJI app. It's the DJI Go 4 app that powers the Phantom 4, the Phantom 4 V1, V2, most of the Mavic line, except for, I believe, like the Mavic Airs. So they're all kind of have their own separate apps, but we're going to click Go Fly, and it brings you up on the main screen. This is what your drone's looking at right now. You can see the nice waterfall to the left, and it's super exposed image. So what I'm going to show you guys right now is how we can control our image settings with the right dial that's on our Phantom 4 Pro. And the Phantom 4 Pro lets you control your ISO, your shutter, and your f-stop all within a few clicks. So to do either of those, you're going to first click down, and that prompts you to first change your ISO. So right now we're locked on the ISO settings, and I can move to the right. I can increase my ISO, making the image brighter. I can move to the left, decreasing the ISO all the way down to the minimum of 100. Click it in, click the right dial in, like you're playing Fortnite, Call of Duty, whatever you prefer. You click that right dial in, and that lets you move to the shutter. Now our shutter, let me go back. Now our shutter is at 1/400. That's pretty good for our settings, especially if we're on a mapping mission. The minimum that we want to do is 1/400. Now let's bump it up. And when you're bumping up your shutter, you're initially setting your image to be more darker. I don't know the technical details behind the photography stuff as well as others, but I know that it just makes it bright if you go down and it makes it dark if you go up. So the closer that you get to 1/1 makes your image brighter. So let's go ahead and go 1/400 just for the image that we're at right now. Actually, I'm gonna bump it to 1/800. Click my dial in and I go to the f-stop. Now for the f-stop, I'm at 4.0. I'm gonna bump it to 5.0. Look back at the image. We can click into the filter settings on the right hand side of our screen and go through and individually slide these dials. But if you're on a mission where you're actually flying the drone autonomously and you're doing manual shutters, you're going to want to change these settings using your dial rather than jumping into the filters and using the actual touchscreen on the iPad or the Crystal Sky, whatever you're using. That makes your mission go by a lot quicker. It saves time, it saves efficiency, and if you get that down right, you're able to do that in complex situations so where you're not having to worry and rely on the system too much to start and stop. You can change your image settings while you're on the go. All right, we got everything fired up. I'm going ahead and pushing my dials to the right to inwards, and we get hit with a prompt for flight restrictions. So it looks like we are near the Lee Gilmer Memorial Airport. Right now what I'm seeing on the screen is that's asking for flight restrictions if I want to go through a self-unlocking process. I can click cancel or I can click yes, and the problem with using the iPad that doesn't have cellular is that you cannot do this unless you want to connect to your phone's hotspot. So if you have a data plan with Verizon, AT&T, whatever your cell phone provider is, and you have a hotspot installed on that data plan to where your phone can transmit a Wi-Fi signal, you can log into your Wi-Fi settings on the iPad and use that hotspot to be able to connect for self-unlocking. Unfortunately, we don't have that with this iPad. So what I do instead is I take out the lightning cable and look for my phone. Did I even bring my phone? Yeah. All right. Got the cracked iPhone X, but it still works. So we'll upgrade whenever we got time. So if you know anybody that will come to my house and upgrade and fix my screen, please send them by. So I'm going to jump into one out of the hundreds of apps that I have. Click on the Go4 app. I get the same screen that pops up on here. Remember, this is just a video signal. You're just connecting a video signal from this lightning cable from your iPad to your iPhone. And now you're able to see everything from that drone on your iPhone. If it loads up on you and you're going through these prompts and it's loading up on you and it's stuck in like a loading process and it's not giving you that self-unlocking feature, then you just press cancel, push down your sticks, you press yes, go through it again. Just try again. Most of the technical issues that we have to go through can be solved from a simple turn off, turn back on, or just try it again. And that worked like a charm. You just have unlock success, you click yes. Now you're gonna go through another prompt whenever you power up the blades.